All right. Listen, I just got done with a field trip that was a week long. We did not stay overnight, but yeah, it was a week long. And you already know I'm going to tell y'all all about it. So, yeah, sit back, grab your popcorn, grab your friend or whoever, and yeah. I don't really know how to start off my videos, so yeah. Alright, now like I told you, it is a week long, so we're gonna start out with the day. The very, very first day. The day that I got to ride the bus. But then for the rest of the week, I had to ride in the teacher's car. So yeah, that was fun. That was fun. But that first day, I rode the bus with my friend. And basically all we did was make jokes about buildings and stuff like that. That was all we did on the bus. And, well, I mean, when we got to the place, it was scary because it was on a military ground. And in my mind, I was thinking, what happens if World War III breaks out? Like, as we're learning. Like, what if we learn about the periodic table as a world war is happening? Like imagine that. So you could feel the adrenaline that was in my head because like at first I thought it was on the site, but no, it's this tiny little building at the very entrance of the site. And that was like, to be honest, I thought this field trip was gonna be boring. I thought that field trip was gonna be like one of the worst field trips ever. But it wasn't. I was so incorrect. My calculations were so incorrect. But for the first day, we got put into groups. And what group did I get put into? Probably the best one ever. Our group name was Echo. It was me and 2 other kids. So I thought we were gonna work with computers the first day because we had 2 different classes. So the first one was like a computer technology type class, and the second one was more like science. Okay, we're gonna work with chemicals, and we're gonna like what happens, and more hands-on stuff. But we didn't get to work with the computers the first day. And in my head, I was sitting there like, bro, I'm about to turn one of my computers on and play some Fortnite or something. Like, bro, you do not know how close I was to letting the intrusive thoughts take over and just turn on that computer. But anyways, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so at the computer, all we basically did was we wrote our names into books, like into little books, and then we wrote down like the fun, like the super duper fun stuff in those books, like. And I was just like, bro, you have computers all over the room and stuff. Alright, enough about the computers. Yeah, I mean, it was fun, but to be honest, I don't really remember a lot from I don't remember a lot from this week, so I'm going off like what I remember. I mean, one thing I remember is both of the teachers were saying like they were acting like they were evil scientists and all that, and I was just like, bro, y'all are harmless. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing. It was crazy. Like, it was crazy. Recess, like so it was on a military base, but we had like a little field to play around in. And when I say little, I mean little. It was enough to play football, and then that was it. I did not play football. Me and my friends took up like all the other space. And let me tell you, you would have people playing football, and then you would have like 4 dudes running down the field, not even involved in football. Like, it was crazy. So, I mean, after lunch, we went to the second class. And, we worked with, this part I remember the best because it was the funniest day of my life. This part, we were working with chemicals. And we would take turns. So, like, one of the student, Echo 1, I'll just call them by their names. So, in our group, there was Echo 1, Echo 2, and then me, Echo 3. So, Echo 1, I had to pour in the stuff. Well, no, sorry, Echo, yeah. No, Echo, I forget what Echo 1's job was. Oh, yeah, Echo 1 had to get this stuff. He had to get the supplies and get it ready. He had to grab all the supplies. Echo 2 had to pour the supplies in. And it was so funny. It was the funniest thing. Because, like, Echo 2 was like, it's gonna explode, it's gonna explode, it's gonna explode. You just had me and Echo 1 laughing so long and so hard. Probably one of the best days of my life. And there was one that, like, you poured it in and it started to fizz up. Like, it started to fizz up. She got so scared. And it was funny. It was funny. It was just funny. So, yeah. That was day 1. I'm gonna try to make the rest of these shorter because, god damn, 6 minutes? Just damn. Day 2. The second day. I had to ride in the teacher's car from day 2 to day 5. And I got to ride with the biggest kid in school. And I'm not gonna say his name, so yeah. So it was crazy. Me and this kid just joked around on the way to school. And then we all 3 of us were just having a conversation and then like joking around and stuff like that and all that stuff. So yeah, the car ride was pretty cool. But when we got there earlier than the bus, and like, holy, we did that all week. We got there like 5 to 10 minutes earlier than the bus all week. And, yeah. So, all we did was the same thing, talked, joked around until the bus got there. And when the bus, oh wait, sorry. I keep skipping out on stuff. So yeah. It was so cold that day. It was so cold. We were joking around about, we're about to die, we're about to die, we're about to die. So we hopped back in the car, and when the bus got there, we had to hop out. We're about to die, we're about to die, we're about to die. It was crazy. But yeah. It's fun. It was fun. But yeah. When the bus got there, we all got in. And we actually got to use the computers. And let me tell you, I was so excited. However, I did not realize that they were gonna take 3 years for 3 steps. And I did that all week. I had to go through that all week. And it was crazy. Like, I hated every single minute of it. The way, because, like, here's the thing. They were like, okay, so you're gonna click this. Everybody click that now. Waited like a minute. Okay, now you're gonna click this, click that. Wait a minute. And it was just that same cycle. And that gets old fast. So, yeah. It was crazy. And all we were doing was literally just a scavenger hunt. That was it. A scavenger hunt on the computer. That was it. So recess / lunch was pretty much the same thing. Me and a few of my friends, we were running around on the football field while the other guys were playing football. It was crazy. Cause like, imagine you're playing football and you're on one side of the field, and like, y'all are running on one side of the field just to have like 4 dudes running across the other side of the field, chasing after the 5th one in a game, in an intense game of cops and robbers. And like, I had to get all like serious about it. I was like, get on the floor, get on the floor. Like, so like, I was basically bad cop in that situation. So we got back, and I forget what we did on the second day in the lab type thing. I genuinely forgot what we did in the second day, so that's gonna be a major miss out. So I sincerely apologize about that. So yeah, on to day 3. All right, day 3, bro. The day that we worked the same amount of hell that we worked the other few days. Okay, so for day 3, I am going to be completely honest with you. I forgot what we did in the science lab for day 3 as well. So it's just gonna be the computer lab for day 2 and 3. Day 4 and 5, however, is gonna be all of them. Both of them. So yeah. So for day 3 in the computer lab, all we were doing was like fixing parts. So we loaded into like a broken 3D model, and they taught us how to fix parts, which was pretty cool. There wasn't really anything like too specific or anything like that. It was just how to fix 3D models. But then we also got to work with robots. So we moved over to this little thing called Lego Skype, and we worked with robots. And we had to program it through the computer to lift up its arm and like grab a little like plastic ball and bring it back. And then yeah, so we did that. And when we finally got it, we just messed around with the coding a little bit and stuff like that. It was pretty fun. Then again, same thing at lunch. Lunch is basically the same thing. Just us. However, from day 3 to 5, we weren't going on the football field anymore. We were taking the long way around. So yeah, the ride to the place was funny. So yeah, there were more kids, and I was just like, I was confusing one of them, and then the other kid tagged along with me, and yeah, so it was me, the big kid, the teacher, and 2 others. And one of the other kids, one of the other kids was joking around, and we were just confusing the other kid. So yeah, that was pretty much day 3. Moving on to day 4. All right, here we are, day 4. So for day 4, it's funny. I forgot what we did in the computer lab. I'm gonna try to remember. So I believe that we, we did a 3D model. We like sculpted a 3D model. Or sorry, we didn't sculpt. We built like a 3D model of those things in Jurassic Park with like it's a container and you can like drive around in it. I'll try to pull up a picture if I can. But we sculpted that. We made that. And well, that was pretty much it. When we finished, we had 3 options. We could go back to coding with the robots. We could make our own 3D model, or if you hadn't finished the thing, the scavenger hunt, you could finish it. Me and my best friend partnered up, and we did the 3D modeling. We did the robots. Car ride was the exact same. But yeah. So recess was the exact same, so I'm not gonna talk about that a lot. In the science lab, we poured in different liquids to see the reaction that would come from the liquid. So like we poured certain liquids and watched if it would sink or if it would float, and it was really cool because there was a blue, a yellow, and a green liquid. We poured the blue liquid into the yellow liquid and it sunk to the bottom. But when we poured the green liquid into the yellow liquid, it floated, like it created an extra layer kind of. It was really, really cool. So yeah, that pretty much was day 4. Pretty short. Yeah. Anyways, continuing on to the final day, day 5. And then after day 5, I just have a quick little message. All right, the 5th and final day. The 5th and final day. Listen, car right there past the 7-Eleven. Well, I mean, all week we had passed by this same 7-Eleven and they had like a big gulp ad. And we were like, could you pull over? We want the big gulp. My teacher had to go to the DMV for some reason. I don't know why. So we couldn't stop all week. But on the car right there, he did the funniest thing. We were all like, big gulp, come on, let's go get it. He held up the peace sign. He held up the peace sign. Yeah. Besides that, it was pretty good. This car ride was the same. Now, in the class, I'm trying to remember what we did in the computer lab. In the computer lab, for the final day, we worked with rockets, and we didn't use any of the technology, but we did like this whole little like, you were spies, you were caught, locked in a prison. You need to find out a passcode and then send out a rocket. So yeah, we built rockets and then we measured how far they went. And then we had a person come over, a surprise guest. And let me tell you, it was the most boring surprise ever. It was this woman who would go on and talk about jobs and like, okay, so this is like an engineer. This is a little taste of what the engineers do. It was like so boring. I didn't listen to a single part of it. I tuned out. I almost passed out during that. Lunch, exact same as every single day. And in the final class, we made egg rockets. So like there was a rocket. And it was basically like we were sending an egg to space and we were trying to make it to where the egg wouldn't crack once it hit the wall because it was going to hit the wall. It was going to be sent down and hit the wall, but we were trying to have it not crack. And in the end, we only had one that didn't crack in the whole classroom. So yeah, that was, the field trip. We went to this place called Starbase Sacramento. If you want to check it out, I will link their website in the description. And, well, moving on to the final message. Hey guys, I just want to say this video should be coming out on St. Patrick's Day. So I just want to say happy St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, I got a big surprise coming up for y'all. So yeah, it might not. The surprise, it's a 50-50 chance of happening. If something happens and it doesn't end up happening, I will let you guys know. But if it does happen, I will make a video regarding that. So yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day. Wear your green. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye.